Cops pull over the 30-year-old driver of a gray Volkswagen, and she's in big trouble.
Step out of the car. I know you're confused. I'll explain everything to you.
30-year-old Christina Formella is with her husband, and neither has a clue what the heck's going on.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah, you can go grab your things.
Can he come with me?
Yes, yes.
Moments later, cops slap cuffs on her. But why? They're not saying much.
Once you get to the police department, you'll talk to the detective and he'll explain everything to you.
In the back of the squad car, Christina smacks her lips as she tries to process the sudden turn of events in her life.
She knows exactly why she's being pulled over. And I feel sad for the husband who doesn't know what's going on. You know, he's an innocent man and apparently got married a year ago from this incident. And his wife was having sexual relations with an underage boy. The boy is alleged to be 15 years old. You know, these things happen. But I don't think when males are abused, when young men are abused, I think it's underreported for many reasons. Number one, I think the male ego, when you are 15 and you are banging a beautiful woman, she's beautiful. I would bang her. That's just the truth. You know, you think you have achieved something. You don't know you're being abused when you're 15 as a boy. And I think testosterone kind of takes over. So a lot of men are abused young and never talk about it, you know? Let's continue.
Finally, the cops fill her in.
I'm feeling I'm going to throw up.
So what's the charge? The 30-year-old teacher allegedly carried on an affair with a 15-year-old student. The teen's mom says she discovered these lurid text messages on his cell phone. I love you so, so much, Mama. I love you so much, baby. Even though this morning was short, it was perfect. Christina Formella got married last year in Italy, months after the alleged tryst with the student had begun. The teacher is now on paid leave from Downers Grove South High School outside Chicago.
We are heartbroken for the victim and also for the hundreds of students, staff, and family who trusted this teacher and feel betrayed by this terrible situation.
You know, it's very sad. You know, I was almost abused as I was very young, younger than that, by a maid, you know. So that's a story for another day, but I think there's not much movement when it comes to boys being abused. There's not much education for boys to understand that sexual advances from an older female when you're younger is sexual abuse. We live in a world which is good, that women are protected. There's many people, you know, going wild and crazy when these things happen to a girl child, which is very good because predators need to go into jail. But I think while we've also tried to protect the young girls, while we've also tried to protect females, we've neglected young boys. We forget about young boys. There's not much outrage when young boys are abused. There's many of these cases, especially with teachers, that abuse young boys and use them for sex. But young boys are not educated. Where are the movements for young boys educating them?
She says she's done nothing wrong and is being framed and blackmailed by the student. Cops say she told them everybody comes after her because she's good looking.
It is all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
What a narcissist. It's all Jermaine's fault. It's not a fault. Everyone comes after her because she's beautiful. She is beautiful. But even beautiful people abuse. Because at the end of the day, abused people abuse people. You know, just because you're beautiful doesn't mean you don't abuse. Just because you have many choices in terms of sexual selection doesn't mean you don't have sick fetishes in your head and sick sexual orientations, you know. Because at the end of the day, you find that most people who abuse were abused as children. Look at Arakel. Arakel was abused when he was a kid. And what did that end up making him? It ended up making a broken adult who ended up abusing younger females. A lot of the stories that I read when it comes to abuse, you'll find out that that very same person suffered the same thing. And something, I don't know what happens psychologically, something just happens in their head where they start to abuse children as well. So it's a sick world that we live in. I would urge parents to have a relationship with your kids, educate your kids so that they know these things. Boys need to be educated to understand that it's nothing to flex about sleeping with an older woman. You are being abused, you know. Have a relationship to where if your child was to be abused, you are the first person that your child would run to. Your child should not be afraid to come to you or your wife. You know, your children need a safe space. It could be you, it could be an uncle, it could be someone. So the first step is to educate them. The second step is to protect them and just not let your kids be around different people, different sleepovers. Oh, I want to sleep over here. Oh, I'm going there with a friend. You don't know these people. You don't know these adults, if they are sick in the head or not. You know, your children should only be with adults you've really vetted over a very long time, right? But shout out to all those people who are out here trying to protect our children from these kinds of people. Till my next video, I'm out.